So I recently got the Platinum Trophy on Robocop Rogue City, and after getting Platinum on the game, I ranked these 3 categories through 1 to 10, starting with the trophies. When it comes to the trophies, I don't really have anything negative to say about them. I mean, if I'm going to be picky, I do wish there was a few more trophies to get, as there's only 28 of them. But this game is also short, so I personally don't mind the small amount of trophies you need to get. And except for maybe 1 or 2 trophies, these trophies were extremely easy to get, and I got like 90% of them just by naturally playing through the story. So because these trophies were easy and enjoyable to get, I'd give the trophies an 8 out of 10. Now let's talk about the gameplay. So when I finished the story for this game, one of the first things I thought was how amazing the gameplay was. Because going into this game, I wasn't expecting the gameplay to be bad or anything. However, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I mean, the shoot mechanics felt so smooth, and it felt so satisfying to shoot an enemy in the head or in the arm and just see that body part fly off their body. Like, this game was surprisingly graphic, with heads coming off and arms coming off, etc. But I loved every second of it, and it definitely added to the game. I also loved some of the abilities you unlock whilst upgrading Robocop, like the ability to slow down time and dashing at people to close the distance, and also grabbing people and throwing them was also such a cool thing in this game you could do. The only negative for me on the gameplay, and this is me being picky, is I'm not the biggest fan of how slow Robocop moves, but I can also acknowledge that Robocop is part machine and him moving slow on this game is realistic. So with all of that said, I would give the gameplay an 8 out of 10. Like, I can honestly say that I was pleasantly surprised with how enjoyable and satisfying this gameplay was. And finally, let's talk about the difficulty. So the guide gave this a 3 out of 10 difficulty, and like I said on my story review, it all depends on what difficulty you decide to play on. But me playing on normal difficulty, I definitely had a handful of moments that were pretty challenging, that caused me to die or be close to dying. Now, I am man enough to admit that that could be because I suck at first-person shooter games, which is probably true. However, for me personally, I'd give the difficulty a 3.5 out of 10. So yeah, in my opinion, this Platinum isn't hard overall, but with some challenging encounters in the story you have to beat, I had to add an extra 0.5 to the difficulty rating. So after ranking those 3 categories, the question is it worth it? Well, to find out the answer to that question, you can watch the full video that's on my channel right now to find out.